the slot. Formations are so wild. Technical and steep. Here's an unlikely tree. Holy cow. We're in the Cederberg wilderness in South Africa, and we're gonna head up here and find a thing called the Wolfberg Cracks and the Wolfberg Arches. Should be maybe 8.5, 9 mile out and back. So to get this, you need to stop at a winery kind of behind us and get a permit, then drive through sort of an area with a campground and across a river, and then through a gate, which they give you the gate code when you buy your permit, park in that lot, and then off you go. So should be a good day. Kind of loose and rocky, super easy to follow, even though it is rocky. Nice flowers. We're heading up to Namibia shortly. We've heard they've had twice as much rain for the year than they normally do for the whole year, and we're only 7 months in. A view over the whole valley now. We continue to zigzag up this gully. Definitely runnable down if you're comfortable technical, and up. Maybe you could run this up. It's a little steep in sections. These two are just going up doing a little climbing on the trad routes up here, which is kind of nice. I'm looking for chalk marks. I don't see too many.
Yeah, you won't see a lot. I mean, remember that cliff is 200 meters high.
Yeah.
So they're going to be pretty small, and yeah, it's not climbed a huge amount.
All this, is that like the little marmot or pocket type thing?
This is the Dussie, the rock hyrax.
So it's like a little rodent.
Yeah, so it's about that big.
Yeah.
You should see them running around. Its closest relative genetically is the elephant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They got the short end of the stick, literally.
Yeah.
See some people up there. They're either just enjoying the moment or trying to figure out where to go, but it looks like they're the part where you might have to crawl under a rock. Right up there. Little rope or chain some of them are using. They are taking their time. Definitely more navigational aid there if you need it. Right, here's the beauty of a shot. Partial sun, partial shade. All these openings in the rock on that huge column. This is pretty interesting terrain, I will say. Very cool. Oh wow, it is a proper crack. Little stone hanging out, a little chalk stone. Here we go. Oh, very nice. Oh, I love this. All right, Chris is making his way in. And then we've got some scrambling to do up and around boulders. Ooh, dude, look how dark that is over there. I don't think that's the way, but I don't know. Oh yeah, it goes through up here. This is just what we like. Just what we like. All right, we are going into the narrow crack here. You can see nothing whatsoever. Watching my head coming out. So that was our pathway through. See if I can get a little shot. See what it looks like? Not bad. This is cool. It's like a standalone arch in the middle of a canyon. This just comes up all the way and then drops down here. And is all untouched, self-contained arch. This is so cool. Really interesting and unique spot. Yeah, I found the loose one. That's why you wear holes in your gear, rubbing against rocks. Another arch. Are you kidding me? Oh wow. Look at this bad boy. Wow. Now turning into more of a traditional slot. Goes for quite a ways. I love slot canyons because they're such unusual and in some way extreme geologic features. Ah, this is cool. Very civilized, look at that. Another piece of aid here to get up. If only there was a block there to use. Oh, look at that. There's a block. God. So it's a bit of a trick coming up through here because you've got boulders every which way and over your head. Chris gonna have to duck through. Might be going down again. Good job. Chris coming through. It's funny, all these stones that are wedged in over our heads. If they weren't there, Chris, these two canyons would snap back together. There'd be no slot, but luckily we got a few safety rocks here holding it in place. What's a staircase? It is a staircase. It's gonna wedge his way through. It's a tight fit. Nicely done. Nicely done. Here's an unlikely tree. And just the staircase that goes up. Actually, we're almost at the top. I think I'll take you up there so you may see what we've got. Very fun scramble. Wow. So that's the slot right there. All right, here's the other side. Oh yeah, there's not much of a drop down there, is there? Just wander down, find the trail to the arches, maybe do a little running to help out the timeline a bit. Another canyon right here. Oh, that's the way home. Wolfberg Arch, and our other way back is that direction, I think. So we're gonna do a little running, shorten the time. Got a bunch of driving to do today that ain't gonna happen on its own. Even though we've already seen cracks and arches, we're gonna go see more arches. to another band of rocks. It's a bit of a trail and the odd cairn to follow. And the formations are so interesting. I don't think I've been anywhere that has rock features like this, like that big pokey brain looking thing. And the bushes all just a little prickly. Making Chris feel like he's home in Australia. Holy mackerel! This is the mother lode of that little rodent poop thing. Look how much there is. So much rodent trail mix. Holy Jesus, look at this. It's all over. Probably a couple of those little buggers looking at us right now. They're just random cairns around which say, hey, we're sort of going the right direction, but it seems like there's multiple trails. So this is our view off into the distance. Chris is up there. He's just blocking out a cairn right on the edge. I actually do see some tracks, so we got lost in the rocks among rodent poo alley. Dicey. I gotta look up the name of that thing. Dicey. I didn't quite understand with the South African accent what the name of the little critter was. It's like, there's a rock called Potato Chip Rock. Cruising along. Interesting thing, in the distance you can see the road that we came in on from the north getting into this joint. Oh, cool feature. Cracked rock. Look at this. Look at these little one there. The shapes are so wild. They're just sticking up. And a little fuel. We've been going for maybe 2.5 hours, maybe a little bit more. Traditional bit long bites. Look at that. They got jerk in North America here. Biltong. What the heck? Cruising across this rocky plain. See the unlikeliest little bridge formation up there. And then a sign coming up to shortly. We've been going for 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're definitely not going to do this in 4 hours as we potentially predicted. Chris wants to maybe throw in a bonus peak, which there's no real trail to, so it could be an interesting diversion. It is a window through and another one up above. Chris is working his way up. I enjoy these features that are remote, a little difficult to reach, thus less people, which can make it feel a little more special. And the termites make a highway. So these are actually leading all the way to the mound. They've been there so long, I don't know if they're active. It's just kind of a way for them to stay safe while they're doing their business. They make those on the edges of trees as well. Coming up to close to arch level. Might be able to see it as we come around this corner. Oh yeah, there it is. Beauty. Meet the one person who's up there. Nice little campground there. Someone has made. Hello. Wow. Yeah, what a beauty. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So the cool thing is the terrain that we are in is just so dramatic. Definitely a cool spot. Chris is experimenting a little up here. We made it on top of the arch. That's where we're eating down there. I think the top might be right here. Ooh. We have our Italian friends over there who went over there to take a picture of the arch. So, I think our Italian friends took a picture. I think this is the top. Chris is gonna jot down, snap a photo, and then we're gonna head off. If you enjoy content like this, please support. You can do that a bunch of different ways. Like and share the video, subscribe. Please comment if you've watched it to this point. Let me know what you think of the terrain of the hike. And if you want to step up to the gold standard, that would be Patreon. And that's giving a few bucks a month on a subscription basis for covering the content that gets developed. So if you're willing, that's amazing. If not, no worries. Enjoy the content. Get outside, do cool things. I think due to time issues, we may skip Wolfberg Peak, but we don't even know exactly where it is other than in that direction. So maybe we'll give us something to come back for. So it was nice meeting the old Italian couple up there, Roberto and Claudia from Florence, Italy. We took their picture, they took our picture. It all worked out perfectly. And we have an invite now to go and visit in Florence. Nice connecting with people who are from different parts of the world, in different parts of the world. If you find them somewhere in a place like this, it probably means they're pretty cool people and do interesting things. Our way back is going to be much quicker, more running on the way back, which is kind of nice. Marching the uphills, but there's a general descent on the way back. We have this huge cairn, which is at a place where I don't know why it's there. I don't see any trail. Don't know what it's marking. I know we're going this way. Weird to see a cairn that big, not at a high point. Mystery. If anybody knows and they're watching this, tell me why that's there. That might be the most unlikely piece of rock I've ever seen in the wild. Holy cow. That's incredible. I just stopped to empty some sand out of my shoes. Chris kept going. There's a little bit of a confusing spot. That's all stone, so the path is not easy to see. So we got off on the edge a little bit, but we are back on. This is the wider version of what we came up earlier. Easier to travel through. Always nice to see a different piece of terrain, a piece of trail in a network. It'll get us down a little quicker as well, which is good. Wow, this is a walk in Central Park right here. Hear voices somewhere down there. It's like descending into the valley of the unknown. Probably good climbing, going up and down. It would be fun to come here and specifically climb. It seems like there's a lot of terrain and possibility. So this would be an adventure that I would take most of my friends on, with just a word of warning that, hey, there's going to be some parts that are a little bit exposed. If they're not comfortable with it, you could get a little bit of help, but it is eminently doable, the whole thing. And it's not too far. And in winter, the weather's been great. It was cool when we started. Now it's nice, temperate, probably, 65, 70 degrees, something like that. So 21, 22, 23 degrees centigrade. This is a fissure in Mother Earth right here. Look at this. I think you can probably get up here without too much trouble. It's a cool spot to come up. Another canyon over there. And here's the little hole you can see out of, back down onto the trail. Wow. You're heading down? Okay. Coming out, that hole I went in is called Robot's Head or something like that. There's a route up it on one side. A little bit of scrambling to get back to where it is just open and heading back to those roads we see in the distance. What a high quality loop. And that's our little ledge across. So that's where we were earlier today. They have a little line there and a couple help me rocks over in that direction. It'll come in probably around 9 miles when we get back to the car, I think. And 5 hours or something like that, so not fast. Quite technical, but now we're down to the boulders and talus. So I'm just gonna go down, open the car, change out a little bit. Chris will join me again in a few minutes. Oh. When you're moving just that little bit faster, it's harder to take in everything around, but you can just a little head up every now and then. You can see where you're running. Wow, into the sunny zone. Still quite technical and steep, but mind your step, and it's not too bad to get down. It's not too slippery, even though it looks a little intimidating, and when you get sand on the rock, it turns into a little bit more of a slide fest. It's a lot more switchbacking back and forth. Look at the color of this rock, by the way. Have you seen rock with a seam like that in it? Multiple seams. So interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of swinging back and forth, I guess, because there are big cliff bands like that we have to get around. It remains spicy, technical downhill running, which is fun if you have a certain proclivity towards rough terrain instead of flat road run, beach run type of thing. This is far more interesting. Mentally, always engaging, trying to figure out where to go. Physically, just working on your balance, what rocks to hit, where, how to adjust when you slip, things like that. So one of the things that keeps people, in terms of their health, young is walking on uneven surfaces or doing stuff like this. So I view it as a little bit of my fountain of youth. Just keep on going and doing this stuff. Don't back out. Sometimes I get a little casual towards the end of a run when you smell the barn or you see the finish line and you stop paying quite as much attention to foot placements, things like that, and then you end up misstepping, tripping, spraining something the last little bit. So trying to keep my focus up. Maybe 100 meters to the parking lot. got these sandy steps to get down, stop, unpack the car, change the clothes, get a little to eat and drink, and reset. Well, here it is. There's actually water. Wash the hands. That feels good. So the final numbers: 10.3 miles, 5 hours 20 minutes with lots of messing around. Not so bad.